That's hello, hi, and welcome to another episode dito sa Mimita Chinita channel. And this is again part of our Wellness is Life series, di ba? So whenever we do our Wellness is Life series, palagi tayong naka-live stream. So, kaya huwag na kayong magtaka or anything. And this is just going to take 15 minutes. And the reason why I do that, it's because if ever there would be some people who will be joining in and will be putting in their inputs, at least on a timely manner natin nasasagot. At saka, if ever we can use that as a content for the next few episodes, di ba? Pwedeng isagot natin yung kanilang magiging question. So, that's the reason why I am doing a live stream whenever we do the wellness series. It's because I just want something to be more interactive when it comes to this topic because this is really close to my heart. That's why gusto ko sanang nakakarinig ng timely feedback on what you think. If you have questions, if I do have the answer, at least we can answer it right away. If you have some reservations on the things that I'm saying, at least that's something that we can address. Or if I would prefer to park it for future conversation, that would be great as well. But anyway, I just had to answer that question because someone asked me, bakit ko daw nila live? So they're under the impression since I'm not uploading edited videos, they are assuming that medyo tinatamad lang ako. But no, that's not the case. I have some things in store in the future. It's just taking some planning and editing, syempre. It's just so happen na Wellness is Life series is something na gusto ko talaga maging project for 2022. And now, we are on the second part of our series, which is spiritual wellness. And this is the second ano ba, step? Second tip for spiritual wellness, which is connection to faith. 'Di ba? You might be wondering, ayoko sabihin concerned kasi hindi naman tayo concerned really. But you might just be wondering because I think I have mentioned in the beginning of this part, yung spiritual wellness na when you talk about spiritual wellness, it really doesn't have to include religious practices. 'Di ba? So why all of a sudden connection to faith is something that is like a tip for us to improve our spiritual health. And the reason behind that is because we're not exactly pertaining to a specific religion, 'di ba? Kaya nga connection to faith, yung ginamit kong term, faith, it's not a religion exactly. It's just having a belief on a higher being. It doesn't really have to be God if you're like into the whole feminism thing and you want to call that being as goddess, sure, go ahead. If you're believing something else, sure, that's fine. The important tip, ano ba, factor here is that you are believing in something greater than yourself, di ba? Kasi people right now are like super duper smart. It's just so hard for them to believe in something that cannot happen. But life will surprise you. Hindi lang yung mga scenarios, even our bodies, 'di ba? Minsan you would sasabihin ng mga doktor na ganito ka na lang katatagal, parang binigyan ka na ng death sentence and then all of a sudden something happens or bigla lang gagaling. I mean, it doesn't really happen in all scenarios, but things like that still happen from day to day, 'di ba? And hindi ko sasabing it's just because of faith. It's just that the main point here is that in this time and age wherein you can fact check things, you can research the answer, it's just at the tip of your fingers. Para it's just so hard for us to believe in something that we cannot see. But in reality, hindi hindi lahat ng bagay is like a straight line. Paano ko ba siya explain? Hindi lahat ng bagay porke sinabi mo na, okay, ang epekto ng ganito, ganito agad. Yun agad ang mangyayari. No, other things may still happen. Other things are still possible. It may just not something that occurs um, 100% of the time or it rarely occurs. That's why hindi na siya masyadong kinoconsider to become a result. Pero yun nga, there is always something greater than us. And we just have to allow life to surprise us. So, yun nga, sa panahon ngayon, since everyone's just like all logical and whatnot, it's really difficult to believe in that higher being. Even when I was like younger, like in my early 20s, I am so, I want to say religious. And it's really great when you believe in something that's higher than you are, 'di ba? However, I have to admit, it is also the downfall of my relationship with God. Kasi ako, I grew up to be a Catholic. So, I was raised to be Catholic, di ba? So, tinuturuan ako mag-rosaryo, mag-pray, magsimba, and all of those things. And when I grew up, syempre, especially I was in the science, kasi, di ba, I was supposed to be a doctor. So, syempre, yung naging path ko is, it's so science and medical and stuff. So, hindi yung sinasabing hindi totoo yung nakalagay sa Bible, but it makes you question some things. Pero, in the long run, I have to, eventually kasi you will come up with with your own beliefs of things eh. 'Di ba? And, um, when I graduated in college, of course, I have experienced a lot of things. I have experienced a lot of miracles. Like, paano ako biglang pumasa, paano ako nakagraduate, and all of those things. So, maiisip mo na lang na there's really something in the works. 'Di ba? Pwedeng, I don't know, marami tayong pwedeng na-experience. Ako, personally, I have my own experiences which made me like believe in God. And when I was working, there was really a miracle in my work. Kasi, syempre, pag hindi ka pa regular sa work, you have to meet a certain standard that if you're not able to meet it, what's gonna happen is, syempre, hindi ka na matatanggap, matatanggap sa trabaho. So, it really took a miracle. Like, it's possible for me, but the the occurrence seems so impossible because it was so rare, but it still happened. And the most astonishing thing is that it happened within 24 hours. People might sing eh, ganun lang, natupad na isang prayer, okay na siya. But it's not just that, it's just one instance, but in my life, there are something more, something na mas matindi kaysa dun sa kinuwento ko, which really made me believe that there is a higher being that watches over me and that loves me, yada yada, so on and so forth. Although sabi ko nga sa inyo, that belief also was the downfall on why I am not so religious right now. It's because before, when I was younger, like in my younger 20s, I was thinking na, when we pray, God answers our prayers. And, oo, meron tatlong way to answer your prayers. Yes, no, and not now. Parang ganun. Actually, hindi no eh. Basta parang God never really says no. He will always give you what you want. Kasi minsan what you need. Sometimes hindi yung want mo, pero it's what you need for your life. And, yun. It's just that I've been working so hard. I just never get to understand why my prayers never came true. Like, ano pa ba yung kulang? Kasi I gave everything that I can. Um, so, it just made me question my faith at that time. Kasi, ang sipag ko na, and I've been so loyal to Him, yet, it's been a long time. My prayers are never answered. Parang, if that's not what I need, that's why you're not answering it. At least, show me what I need. But, I felt that it just never happened because it's been a very, very long time for me. So, and eventually, I stopped coming to church. Yung mga ginagawa ko na worshiping, and then, kasi dati, like, in a week, 4 of those days, one day goes to worship, day goes to servicing sa mga church services, ganun. Then, one day with, ano ba tawag nun, fellowship, yung nakikipag, ano ka with, sa kapwa mo. Dati hindi ako mahilig sa ganun eh. Parang, I just wanna pray on my own, that's it. Pero yun. And then, one more day is for, ano ba isa pang araw? Kalimutan ko. Kalimutan ko na. Pero yung dati parang I spend like, the 4 days syempre on my personal reflection. Yung wala na yung, ano ng ibang tao. So yun, and then it became, wala na, hanggang sa, I don't even remember me praying. Dati, ang dalas ko mag-pray, kahit gano'ng kababaw, kahit gano'ng katindi. kahit walang mabigat na nangyayari, I just talk to God. Pero it stopped. And would I say that it made me a miserable person? Um, in a way, maybe. Kasi when I was not that religious, when I was like not believing in anything at all, sa sarili ko lang, I felt as if I wouldn't say I'm not loved. Parang you're loved. It's just that you're so far away. Di ba? Parang ang layo niya. And it gives you some loneliness. I guess that's what I felt. Some form of loneliness. Like, you really feel na may kulang. Now, should I say that my life's all complete just because I'm now doing, like, listening to Mass almost every day, lighting candles, having these reflections? I wouldn't say that my life is so entirely complete. I mean, I still want a relationship. I want a family. I think that would complete me. I think a promotion would complete me. But now, I just don't feel that alone. And I don't feel that there's a void that I have to fill. Kasi dati ganun eh, parang you really feel a void. Ako I don't know if it's because I had a relationship with God prior to me losing that faith, and that's why I felt that there's a void when I was not so close to Him. Pero ngayon, iba yung feeling ko. Like, I still go through hard times, but I'm starting to feel less alone. I don't know if it makes sense to you. I hope it does. But according to some of my research, hindi lang naman ako yung may ganong naramdaman. In a ano ba, review of research, it was published in 2015 in the Journal of Psychological Medicine, I think. Hindi naman talaga directly on church and religious intervention yung pinag-uusapan. But what they have noticed when they were reviewing their research, I guess, is that people who have this type of interventions, they tend to have like a reduction in their anxiety. Although, pwedeng makriticize yung research na yun na hindi naman kasi pare-pareho ng religious intervention. Some may be getting like a whole community na talagang nagpe-pray silang lahat, or maybe you're just doing it on your own or something or whatsoever, or it's just an improvement on your prayers or practices. Hindi kasi standardized. So, you really also, at saka ang hirap i-measure nun. Paano mo ma-measure yung reduction of anxiety? Ngayon, hindi, parang in 1 week, tatlo beses ka na nagka-breakdown. Tas dati linggo, araw-araw halos sa isang linggo. I don't know. Pero syempre, you get to, these things might be unquantifiable, pero you can see naman, may mga mata naman tayo, di ba? Kaya mapapansin mo na nagbabago yung aura ng isang tao. And they feel that it can be like pwede siyang i-connect sa fact na merong religious intervention, di ba? Also, the thing about spiritual wellness is that if you are spiritually well, you are more hopeful than a person who isn't, 'di ba? And I've been down in my life, and it's true. If you don't have hope, it's really hard to find a reason for living. Pero if you have hope, even if you don't have anyone in your life to make you stay in this earth, you still fight for it because you have hope that things are gonna get better. And that's the reason why you have to be spiritually well, so that you can maintain that hope. And um, having hope might not really combat depression in your thoughts, but at least it gives you the strength so that you would want to continue your healing. Diba? Para hindi ka mag-give up and mag-give in sa mga negative mong emotions and thoughts. So, yun. I really like talking about this kasi I'm a mental health advocate, and I really know how it feels when your mind play, I don't want to say play tricks on you, pero um, I really like it when I talk about how depression affects people, kasi not everyone understands that. They just feel that there's just loneliness in you, but no, it's not. It's like something that's constant. And people think that lilipas din yan pag nakakain or whatever. Those are just coping mechanisms, but you really need to have healing. And healing, yes, you can seek professional help. You can seek like mga gamot and all. But at the end of the day, it's the healing will come from you. So yun, anyway, that's it. And I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. Medyo deep, medyo in a way dark, sad, whatsoever. But I hope this encourages you. Wala akong encourage na religion, but I hope you see the value on why it's important for you to have a belief in higher being. It's because, eto nabasa ko lang to and it really stuck on me. Having a belief on higher power, it's like having an anchor even if you are going through a storm. 'Di ba? So I hope it makes sense to you kasi ako, it really resonated to me. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you would be watching the next one. So make sure you follow me on my social media. Doon nakapost ko ano yung posible nating susunod na topic. And I hope you join me on my live stream. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.